Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Coming at you with another lesson. I want to entitle this lesson, Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. And those plagues are coming in the form of floods, droughts, famine, food shortages, you name it, all kinds of heat waves. And these things are happening all over the entire earth, including right here in Babylon the Great, aka America. This place is getting hit with all kinds of plagues. These plagues are sent from the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai. And they're meant to bring about bad times. See, evil times. See, when it's extreme heat, see, people getting taken out by that extreme heat. You want to be hot, but you don't want to be in the temperatures that the Lord got going on. The temperatures and these heat waves are taking people out. A lot of people are getting flooded out. See, you need water, but you don't need to be flooded. That's a plague. So the Lord got all kinds of plagues happening here, right here in Babylon the Great, and all over the world. And these things are turning up. We're starting to see it more and more and more. Why? Because we're in the last days. See, this place is circling the drains. Esau's wicked kingdom is coming to an end. And we can't wait. So when we see things like this happening in the news and around the world, we know that this is just more signs that we're at the end and that the Lord is about to come back. See, we can't wait for Yahweh Shai to come back. So when we see these signs, you know, these things, you should be aware that these signs are from the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, these plagues. So when these plagues are happening, a lot of people who see these things, they either don't care about it or they're thinking that it's real horrible and what's going to be done. Well, these are the plagues that the Lord said would be happening in these last days. So like I said, when we see these things, we know that the Lord is doing what he said he would do. Now, I want to start out. I got some videos and some articles here. I want to start out with this news article from Newsweek. It says, flood warning issued for 9 states as people told turn around. Now I'm going to read a little bit of it. It says flood warnings and advisories have been declared across 9 states as storms are forecast for multiple parts of the country. Multiple alerts have been issued for different parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, South Dakota, Nebraska, Missouri, Texas, and Louisiana. And these things are not good because, they're getting too much water. They're being flooded out. And that's 9 states. It says many apply for several days in a row up until Thursday in some areas, with several starting on Sunday and others beginning on Monday. The National Weather Service, NSW, has warned that most flooded-related deaths, deletions, take place in vehicles. It says, so the agency has asked folks to be especially careful when driving over the next few days and turn around if it comes to a choice of driving through flooded water. So these are just some of the plagues, these floods in all of these states. And it's not just been happening here. It's been happening in other countries, too, like China, all over the world. The Lord has been making a lot of floods. And these floods have been devastating. It's been devastating complete cities and towns, people's homes and businesses destroyed, people getting deleted left and right. It says turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths or deletions occur in vehicles, the NWS said. It says cities affected by warnings include St. Paul and Hastings in Minnesota, affected by Mississippi River, and Fort Worth, Dallas in Texas, Rock Island, Illinois, and Davenport, Iowa. So all of these things are happening right about now. All of these floods, these are plagues. There's nothing good about being flooded out, having your homes destroyed, your cars, your vehicles, your businesses. These are plagues, and these plagues are coming from the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And a lot of people also getting deleted at the same time. Now, this next one I want to get is from CBS News. It says, heat wave sizzles parts of the country as floods and severe weather force people from their homes. More plagues. See, these floods, these heat waves, these things are devastating. I'm going to play this some of this video here.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Sunday. Tonight, more than 1 million people are under flood warnings across the Midwest. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds calling the flooding in her state catastrophic. Drone footage right there shows some towns almost completely submerged. Days of heavy rain have forced evacuations and rescues in several states. Some rivers at record levels. And there's no escaping the heat in much of the country. Look at that map. There have been at least 8 confirmed deaths so far. CBS's Chanel Call is in New York and tracking it all for us tonight. Chanel, good evening.
Good evening, Jerika. And while relief is now finally in sight for millions of Americans who've been experiencing this unusually early heat wave for the last week, residents in the Midwest and the Plains are seeing a very different kind of extreme weather.
Record high floodwaters came fast in Rock Valley, Iowa.
I can tell you the devastation is severe and it's widespread.
Parts of the state saw nearly 6 inches of rain in just 24 hours. Flash flooding cut off power to wastewater treatment plants in at least 2 cities.
Every day it's wet and raining and raining and raining. I'm starting to build an ark at home.
In Minnesota, the Crow River is expected to reach record levels above 19 feet. The governor there is calling in the National Guard after days of severe weather turned cities into waterways. From extreme rain to extreme heat. The National Weather Service is issuing a heat advisory to more than 100 million Americans from coast to coast.
Very hot. It's too hot.
The nation's capital cracked the triple digits this weekend, the first time June temperatures have been that high. And in California, temperatures in some parts of the state could get as high as 106 degrees. Firefighters say the heat can make an already tough job that much more challenging.
We're also entering that season where things are just starting to dry out. I think it's going to be a very difficult year for us.
And Jerika, heat isn't the only weather-related issue happening here right now. An air quality advisory has been issued for 4 straight days, which means the level of air pollutants is so high it can be dangerous for sensitive groups. Jerika?
Yeah, so important to take this weather seriously. Chanel, thank you.
Yep.
On FanDuel Casino, you can play Casino Floor Classics right on your...
As you can see, these plagues with this heat and these floods have been devastating. This is another article here from the NBC News. It says more than 1,300 people deleted during the Hajj, many of them after walking in the scorching heat. So this thing is real. This thing is serious. And people, if you think this is just normal, this is not normal. These plagues are hitting harder and harder and harder, and it's not going to get any better. These plagues and all of these droughts and floods and these heat waves, these things are going to continue. It says deletions are not uncommon during the Hajj, but with temperatures up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit, it says this year's tally was significantly higher than usual. And you see this lady here, she threw. This is the kind of heat, okay, that the Lord is putting on this earth right now, all over the world. See, And he just, like you said here, he took out over 1,300 people. This is no joke. This is the Lord visiting this place just like he said he would. Now, from this next one here, it says, from the WLT report, it says, stunning map shows all the food processing plants that have been burned down, blown up, or have been destroyed under Biden. And this is real. This is something that they ain't talking about. This is not out there like that. But these, ever since like 2020, these food processing plants, some of them bigger than Ford's and GM, have been getting burnt up. And you think this is not affecting anything? Have you noticed that there's not as much stuff on the shelves these days as it used to be? It says, folks, this is truly stunning. It says they are trying to destroy the food supply. As someone sits in a chair and covers over the news each day, I see firsthand. Heck, we're covering this one this morning. So this thing is real. See, and the Lord has put the spirit on these devils to cause all this havoc, because ultimately it's going to be a huge famine in this place and all over the world. There's a lot of countries right now starving. See, it says, I knew that there have been a lot of food processing plants and other food supply buildings that have burned down, burning up, or otherwise met catastrophic ultimately end in the last 3 years. But I had no idea just how many until I saw all together in one place. This is happening. People don't know what's going on. People are going to get caught off guard. See, the only ones that's going to be knowing what's going on is the elect. See, the Lord has set up his men, his prophets, to keep pushing his word out there, keeping these prophecies in the elect's face. See, the elect is going to know what the hell is going on, why all this is happening, because we're in the last days. Everybody else, they're going to get caught off guard when he realized there's not as much food available as they thought it was. It says, I've been over here to cover these, and it's really jarring when you see it all in one place. And I got a better, I'm going to show another video showing the map of all of the food processing plants and facilities that have been caught fire or have been destroyed in the past year. And here's a quick list right here. This is showing 100 food processing plants right here. See, from 2020 to 2021 to 2022. Here's 100 plants destroyed. See, 600,000 chickens, 200,000 chickens, 600,000 chickens, 900,000 chickens, 2.7 million chickens and eggs destroyed. This is real. 5 million chickens destroyed. Do you think that this is not going to have no effect on the food supply? You got to be out of your mind. See, these things is real. These things have happened. Here's the dates that they happened. They got destroyed. And this is the amount of food that's been, and different livestock has been getting destroyed. 570,000 chickens, 418,000 chickens, 250,000 chickens, 311,000 turkeys, 1.4 million chickens. And they trying to push this fake lab grown meat on everybody and talking about eating bugs and crickets and things. 5 million chickens destroyed. See, this is real. These things have been happening right under people's noses. They don't even know that this is happening. 1.7 million chickens. On and on and on and on. You think that this is not having no effect on the food supply? They see they're hiding it from everybody, but not the elect. The Lord has put us on game. We know what the hell is going on. We see these things. See, we seeing what's going on in the world, and we measuring it up with the prophecies. And this is going to bring about a major, major famine. It says, yep. And that's about it on that I want to play on that. But yeah, this thing is real. These floods, These floods, these droughts, these heat waves, these food processing plants, and all of these livestock being destroyed. This is of no coincidence. This is the Lord visiting this place just like he said he would. This is real, and it's going to all add up to that time of trouble that nobody is going to understand, but it's the time of Jacob's trouble. We keep telling you the time of Jacob's trouble is coming, a time on earth that there's never been. It's going to be a very bad time. And here's the definition of plague. It says plague. I'm going to get this second definition. It says cause continual trouble or distress. That's exactly what the Lord is causing, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. It says, Eaton Bible's dictionary, it says a stroke of affliction or disease. It says sent as divine chastisement. See, this is judgment on a lot of people. He just getting started with these plagues. As the scriptures say, many great miseries will be done to them that dwell on the earth, roughly paraphrasing, in these last days. And we see it happening. These plagues are real. Now from there, I want to play this video, and then I got one more video, and then we get some scriptures. This guy's, he's going to go into a lot of these food processing plants and livestock has been getting destroyed over the last few years. This is the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He's doing all of this. It doesn't matter who's doing it on the earth. The Lord is orchestrating it. He's controlling it. He said it's going to be plagues. Well, let's do. Well, if he said it's going to be plagues, then it's going to be plagues. Let me roll this clip.
I'm bringing you some very, very, very rare information. Now, I want to put the pieces of the puzzle together for you, but I'm going to entice you to do your own critical thinking. The map that you're looking at here is over the last 2 years, all of the food production plants and major grocery stores, not to mention major farms like chicken farms or whatnot, that have either been blown up or burned to the ground. All of the food production plants, farms, and grocery stores, major farms and grocery stores that have burned down to the ground or been blown up over the last 2 years. Now, keep in mind, some of these food production plants were hit by airplanes, 9/11 style. Is that a coincidence? I'm going to let you tell me, but watch this here. Coincidentally, of course, this is a map of all of the major PFAS contaminated sites all across America. In case you don't know, if you haven't been following my work over the last 20 years, well, PFAS are called forever chemicals. There are tens of thousands of PFAS chemicals in the family, and all of them cause cancer. All of them are carcinogenic. The federal government recently released a statement and their report, and they admitted that their report was finalized in the year 2016, but they didn't release the report until after the midpoint of last year, saying that half of the tap water, over half of the tap water in America is poisoned with PFAS chemicals. And as you look at the map, you see why. You see that. Now, let's do this one more again. All of the major food production plants, grocery stores, and farms that have been either hit by planes, blown up, or burned to the ground over the last 2 years. And a map showing all of the major PFAS contaminated water sites across America. Same damn locations, right? Do you think that's a coincidence? Once again, I'm going to let you tell me. We need to start getting on these so-called politicians and these community leaders and government officials, because they...
I'm going to stop it right there. Yeah, this thing is beyond politicians and community leaders. See, these are the plagues from the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And he's visiting this place just like he said he would with these plagues. This place ain't about to get better. This place is circling the drains. This whole earth is being hit by all kind of plagues, heat waves, floods, droughts, famine, pestilence. You name it. That's what's happening. You remember they had all them train derailments, them chemicals spraying all over the place, getting in the water, and then you see this right here with these PFAS, see, which is chemicals, basically chemicals. All kind of chemicals is in this water. See, you should be filtering this water if you can. Don't be drinking that tap. But at any rate, this is just more signs from the Heavenly Father that we at the end of this man's rulership. All of these plagues are hitting. No coincidence. This is biblical prophecy happening right before your very eyes. And let me get this next video, and then we'll get some scriptures.
What's up with this? Aisle after aisle of folding chairs? And look at this store. The shelves filled with giant plastic piggy banks.
Every single aisle has these piggy banks here.
Nope, it's not the latest craze. They're decoys. It's a tactic many stores are using to fill empty shelves at a time when the nation's experiencing major shortages of pretty much everything due to the supply chain crisis.
What a supermarket is trying to do is hide the fact that there are shortages. They don't want to scare consumers at all.
Shopping expert Phil Lempert says there's method to the madness. Empty shelves can spark panic.
They also want to prevent hoarding from taking place the way it did in the beginning of COVID.
This store actually covered their empty shelves with a giant image of packed shelves. Fake food covering up empty shelves, tweeted the shopper who spotted the ruse, so people won't notice the cupboard is bare. And this drink's fridge sure looks full, but open it up, it's practically empty. Other stores are using a different tactic, spreading out the goods they have an abundance of.
They're taking frozen pizza, for example, that maybe just you saw one of before, and now you might see 6 or 7 of them over a bigger area to hide those empty shelves.
Another example, moving cartons of milk to the front of the shelf to make it seem full.
We better get used to it. We're going to see higher prices. We're going to see more shortages. And frankly, we're going to see retailers try even harder to be able to mask the fact that their store is empty.
You see that? They got all kind of tactics going on just to fool people into thinking that there's more stuff available as it used to be. But we can see clearly everything is low. These shelves are not nearly as full as they used to be just a few years ago. It's less food, it's less livestock, it's less products, it's less everything. Why? Because this place is done. The Lord is visiting this place. He's bringing this place down. He's bringing this place to an end. And that's why you see these things happening. See, all of these things are supposed to happen in these last days. So don't be surprised when you see all of these bad things happening, all these plagues happening, all these evils. These evils are being brought about by the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Now from there, let's get some scriptures. Let's start out in the book of 2nd Esdras. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9. We'll start at the top. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world in which he made. See, how do you measure the time diligently? We looking at all of the things happening in the world, all of the news, all of the events, and we matching it up with biblical prophecy. That's how we measure in the time. That's how we know we close. That's how we know we at the end of this thing. These things are happening because we're at the end. See, and this is the Most High visiting this place just like he said he would. It says, therefore, verse 3, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. And haven't we been seeing that? We've been looking at all these earthquakes happening all over the place. A lot of them have been devastating, but there's many earthquakes happening all over the world. Uproars of the people, which they hardly putting out here in the mainstream, but people are uproaring against their governments all over the entire world. It says, then thou shalt well understand that then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. See, the Most High, he's already said what was going to be happening, and we bringing it out through the Spirit. These things are prophecy. The Lord's words come into pass. It says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And that's what we're seeing. The end is manifest. The end of what? The end of a rulership. See? The end of Esau's wicked empire, wicked world. This whole world is being ran in wickedness under Esau's rulership. See? And so the Lord, this place has only got a short time left. Esau's got a short time left to rule, and then the Lord is going to crack them skies, and he's going to put this place, he's going to destroy this place. This place is going to be done. And we're waiting for our Lord Yahweh Shai to come back. Verse 6, it says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonder and powerful works, and endings, and effects and signs. And that's what we're seeing. All of these earthquakes, these blood moons. We've been having a lot of blood moons. We've been having some major eclipses, major solar eclipses cut through Babylon the Great, formed an X. All of these things are just the signs and showing the times that we're living in. See, all of these things that are happening, whether it's in the stars and the moon, the solar eclipses, the lunar eclipses, the blood moons, the earthquakes, the floods, the droughts, the famines, the pestilences, all of these things are from the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And these are the plagues of the Lord. And these are the signs, also the signs of the Lord. Let us know that we in the last days. Now from there, let's get this in 2nd Esdras. This is the book of 2nd Esdras. Chapter 16. And we'll start at verse 18. 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. And what shall I do when these evils shall come? So this is the prophet Esdras seeing what was going to be happening in these last days. Not only did he see all of this famine and great death that's about to happen, it's happening now, but it's getting ready to get real bad. These sorrows and great mournings, he saw all of that. And then he said, what shall I do when these evils shall come? So we know that Esdras, he been gone over 2,500 years. He's been out of here. It's been thousands of years since Esdras was on the earth. So what does he mean by what shall I do when these evils shall come? That he knew that he would be here today. See, it's called reincarnation. See, your spirit never dies. So Esdras is here now on the earth prophesying. See, he knew he would be here. Verse 19, behold, plague. It says famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. And people not changing. People continuing on in their wickedness. Just like when that C9 hit, shut the whole world down, people getting all jabbed up, all of that. See, that was a scourge for amendment. That was to get your attention. That was to tell you, hey, look, it's time to turn back to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It's time to get right with the Lord. These things that the Lord is doing was a warning. These plagues were just warnings. But in a minute, it's just going to be too late. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And all of these things are brewing up. People looking at the shelves. They ain't as full as they used to be. You still able to go to the store and buy things and still afford things, even though prices are going up. But the evils are multiplying. The evils are going up all over the whole world. And a lot of people are not paying attention. They're getting ready to be caught way off guard. Verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. Shall perish of famine. This is not no maybe. This is prophecy. A lot of people is going to be taken out from famine, and the other that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy. So if you on the Lord's list to receive judgment, there's no way around it. You escape the famine, then the sword is going to get you. See? Some kind of weapon. It's going to take you out some kind of way. And that ultimate plague we know is that thermonuclear destruction, which nobody is going to escape if you down here, unless you in those bunkers being preserved to come out in the end and serve the Israelites. See, a lot of these wicked elites, they're going to be in their bunkers during all of this dangerous times and during World War III. Those are the ones going to be brought out and shackled up. See, they're going to be put to work. See, all of these nations are going to be under the Israelites. We had to serve. We served under all of these nations. We're serving now. But the tables are about to turn. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. People, it's going to be dead bodies all over the place, smelling and stinking, and nobody going to give a damn. It says, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. See, all of these things are about to happen. You ain't seen nothing yet. We're seeing the signs. We're seeing the plagues. We're seeing the signs and the plagues, but only ones paying attention is the elect. The elect. Yahweh Shem Yahushai has it on the spirit on the elect to be aware of these things. See, either you're doing these lessons, you're prophesying, putting this word out, or you're listening and you're learning. But see, this is set up for the elect of Israel. Now, let's get this in Second Esdras. This scripture reminds me of that video we just seen with them putting extra stuff on the shells to make it appear as if the shells are fuller. All just more signs. This is 2 Esdras chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. It's happening now, slowly but surely. These storehouses, talking about all of these big time supermarkets and places where they store all kind of food. These warehouses, they having less and less and less stock on these shelves and in these warehouses, and people are going to be caught unawares. They're just assuming that this is normal. See, it used to be years ago where all the shelves was full and packed. There was plenty of everything. Now everything is getting more and more scarce. This is the Lord. Now from there, let's get this in 2 Esdras. 2 Esdras. chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 37. Second Esdras chapter 16 and 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slacked. It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month begins forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. That's the way the plagues are hitting. When a woman's about to have a baby, the contractions start hitting. And they start hitting more and more frequent, and they start hitting harder and harder, all the way up until the time where that baby is born. That's the way these plagues are hitting. They're hitting harder and harder and more often. We're seeing more and more earthquakes, more and more floods. We're seeing more and more famines. All of these things are happening, and they're going to continue to get worse. They're going to hit harder, and they can come faster. Verse 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. The world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. It's finna get real bad out here. See, this is the quiet before the storm. We've been warning you through the Spirit. It's a time on earth coming, the time of Jacob's trouble, a time on earth that there's never been, with all kinds of evils and chaos and destruction. All kinds of people getting taken out, destroyed, deleted, all kind of ways. It's finna get so bad down here. It's going to be people down here taking themselves out. They're not going to be able to handle all of the evils and destruction and chaos that the Lord is finna bring on this earth. So right now, this is the calm before the storm. But everything has been setting up. The Lord is moving all of the chess pieces on the board. He's setting up for World War III. He's setting up for the MOTB to come out to become mandatory, which is the mark of the beast, which is the RFID C-hip. See, where people are going to be lined up in C-hip lines to basically get that thing put in their hand or in their forehead. See, that device, that thing that they want to put in you in order to put you into their system. You won't be able to buy or sell, just like the scripture says in Revelation chapter 13. That's real. See, and we see that when it's about to come out too. We're really, really close to the MOTB. It's going to be fully implemented. See, so all of these things are happening. All of the prophecies are coming to pass. We're seeing everything happening right before our very eyes. Now from there, let's close out here in Job. This is the book of Job, chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 19. This is the book of Job, chapter 5 and 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in the 7th there shall no evil touch thee. So the Lord is going to deliver us right after the tribulation. Right after the tribulation, the Lord is coming. He's going to crack them skies, and he's going to deliver us from that nuclear destruction, which is that 7th plague. That nuclear destruction is going to take a lot of people out on this earth. And you're not going to want to be down here when the warheads start falling. And that's the time when the Lord is going to deliver his elect from the 4 corners all over the earth. It says, verse 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death. Hey, you want to be of the elect while everybody else out here is starving and going through hell and going through all kinds of pain, anguish, and chaos. The elect, the Lord said he's going to redeem us from the famine. He's going to make sure we eat in that day. As the scriptures say, his servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry, meaning all you 2/3 jakes out there that didn't want to heed this word, didn't want to believe in the prophets and what we were preaching and teaching. You don't want to believe in the name of the Lord, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. You wanted to keep on in your folly and your madness, living your sinful life. You didn't want to change or heed this word. You're going to be one of the ones out here starving. See, the Lord knows how to get you. You're not going to have nothing to eat. Matter of fact, you're going to be on the run. It's going to be people out here trying to eat people. It's going to get real bad out here. You best believe. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. And that's what you want. You want protection from the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. See, that's why we in this thing. We thank the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He's woken us up to who we are. He's woke us up to this truth. He's revealed his name and his son's name, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, to us. The only names that you can call on to be saved. See, and when you want to be saved, you want to believe in the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, for the time that's coming. When people going to wish that they believed in the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but either you are the elect or you are not. It says, and thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. A lot of destruction is coming. The Lord is getting ready to bring a lot of destruction on this earth, a lot of chaos, a lot of destruction, a lot of crazy things are finna go down on this earth like never before. A time on earth that there's never been. The things that the Lord is about to do, nobody has ever seen. That's how bad it's gonna get. And the only ones that are gonna be good in that day is the elect. We're going to have that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which is going to be the stability of thy times, meaning that's what's going to keep us stable. This word, understanding not only the prophecies, but who is doing it. See, when you understand about the prophecies and you understand that the Lord is in full control of everything, that's going to give you that comfort, that peace of mind, understanding. I just continue to believe in the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Continue to praise the Lord. Continue to pray to the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And we're hopeful that the Lord is going to be with us in that day. While everybody else is going through all kind of madness and chaos, we want to be of that number to be protected. Verse 22, it says, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. Could you imagine people out here howling, vexation of spirit, stomach touching their back, starving to death? These are the things that's been to happen to people out here on a mass level. Imagine you're laughing in that situation during all of the destruction and the famine. You're laughing. You know what kind of spirit you in? You laughing? That means the Lord got you. That means the Lord has fully covered you in that day. So, hey, Lord's will, we will be laughing in that day. It says, neither shall thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. The Lord's going to have all kind of beasts out here. He's going to have the zoo's going to get emptied out. It's going to be all kind of beasts, packs of wild dogs. It's going to be newly created beasts out here. It's going to be things happening out here and beasts that people ain't never seen or understood. And they're going to be on another level too. The Lord going to put the spirit on these beasts, and they're going to have one thing in mind, to destroy. See? And to do everything they can. And these people going to be terrorized. People going to be going out of their minds. And you're not going to be able to escape. If the Lord got you set up for destruction or judgment, you're going to get that judgment for being hard-headed and stiff-necked. Verse 23, it says, thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. See, the Lord, hey, all the beasts is out here ripping up these bears and animals, and all kind of beasts is going to be dogs and ripping up, tearing people up, destroying people. The elect is going to be at peace. See, these animals are going to go right around you. Matter of fact, I can see them helping you out. Somebody coming at you, the Lord, he's in control of everything. He can send these wild beasts and animals on anybody. And that's the place where you want to be. You want to be of the elect. You want to be protected in that day. You won't want these beasts coming after you. You're going to want to be in league with the beast. See, the Lord wouldn't put these things in the prophecy if it wasn't going to happen. Well, I don't see that happening. Everything is cool. Ain't nothing out here. That's because it ain't that time yet. But we quickly and swiftly coming into that time. A time of trouble that there's never been. Things are happening faster and faster and faster. And we keep saying this. The Lord has sped up the time, and he's going to continue to speed up the time. Why? For the elect's sake. It's going to be so bad down here that he's speeding up the time for the elect to ensure that the elect is delivered. And you best believe not one person of the elect will be lost. The Lord is going to get every last person if you're of the elect. See? Men, women, and children, 144,000 men, and all the rest of the innumerable multitude of men, women, and children are going to be protected and delivered in that day. See, even if you have to be a martyr for the Lord Yahweh Shai, you're going to be beamed up first. You're going to be delivered. You're going to be on that chariot, and you're going to be celebrating with the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and praising the Lord. That's what you want. You want to be of the elect no matter what. Because the times that we're coming in is going to be a very, very terrible time. And we're hopeful that we're of that number to be delivered. And with that, I hope that you were edified by this lesson. This has been, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.